What if I told you the key to overcoming objections isn't about selling harder, but it's about listening more deeply? Today we're diving into one of the most powerful skills in objection handling, empathy. Now, objection handling is absolutely critical when it comes to turning those maybes into yeses and improving your conversion rates. So over the last 10 years or more, I've developed and tested an objection handling model specifically designed for face-to-face fundraising. I've used this framework with teams across 3 continents and over 24 charities, and let me tell you, it works, and it works really, really well. Now in this video, I can't share with you the whole model in a short 5-6 minute video. So today I want to share with you the very first step, and probably arguably the most important step of all. The skill of empathy is an incredibly powerful one, not just in your fundraising, but in every area of your life. So in this video, I am going to talk about it in the context of objection handling, but you can totally use this skill, this lesson from today, in all your conversations. So empathy is the first stage in my objection handling model, and it's the key to building stronger connections with the potential donor. And here's the thing, many people have empathy totally wrong. Empathy does not mean that you're agreeing or validating people's reason for not giving. It's not about judging, is it good, bad, right, wrong. It's about helping them to feel that we truly understand where they're coming from. And what happens is it opens the door to much more effective objection handling. Many fundraisers avoid empathy because they fear that it will strengthen the objection, but in reality, nothing could be further from the truth. So let me take a moment to talk about an expert who's done a ton of research on this. His name is Chris Voss. He's a former hostage negotiator for the FBI, and he refers to this as tactical empathy. And believe me, it's not just a powerful tool in negotiations of life and death situations, but it works extremely well in fundraising too. What empathy does is it helps to diffuse negative emotions. It reduces defensiveness and opens the lines of communication. It allows us to get to the heart of the objection and demonstrate that we understand someone's concerns, we understand and appreciate their perspective. And only once they feel that you understand them, can you start to effectively shift their perspective. So if you're curious about the neuroscience behind this, I highly recommend you check out some of Chris Voss's work. But today we're going to stick to the basics. One of my favorite ways to show empathy is using a technique called labeling. It's a simple but powerful way to demonstrate that we see something from someone else's point of view. A label is simply a phrase that starts with, it seems like, it feels like, it sounds like. And after we use the phrase, we put into words their perspective and we try and identify how they're feeling and where they're coming from. So the key here is that we're not judging their perspective. Again, it's not about good or bad. It's simply a way that we show that we're understanding where they're coming from. So let me give you some examples. Let's say someone says, I can't afford it right now. I just started my new job and money is tight. So you can respond with, it seems like with your new job, you're being very thoughtful about where you're spending your money right now. And that's totally understandable. Or if they say, I'm already supporting a few charities, you might respond with, it feels like there are a lot of causes that you care about, but it can be tough to support them all. I totally get it. Or if they say, I need to talk to my partner before I commit, you could say, it sounds like discussing your commitments with your partner is really important to you, and I can totally understand that. It's a subtle way to acknowledge their concern, and it can make them feel heard before you try and change their perspective and give them your solution, your response, your rebuttal, whatever you want to call it. You're not arguing with them here. You're not pushing them. You're simply communicating that you understand. And when you do this, people open up and will be much more receptive to the solution, the response you give them. And that's when you can start working on reframing the situation, which is the next step in my objection handling model. And I know I've not given you the next step in my model yet, and you may be thinking, but Jules, how does this actually change the outcome? I can promise you, even without knowing my model or doing anything else differently, if you can just take the time to empathize and then follow up with whatever, current response or solution you're using, it will make the world of difference. I seriously can't emphasize enough what a crazy powerful tool empathy is. And it's not just for your objection handling. You can use this in all relationships and all interactions with other people, but it will take time and practice to master. So try it out. Next time someone shared something with you about their day, use a label. Seems like, feels like, it sounds like, and then briefly describe their perspective and their feelings. And I promise in future videos, I will share the rest of my model. But empathy is one that you want to master before you move on to some of the other steps. And hey, I'd love to know how it goes, so drop me some comments below. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, stay inspired, stay empathetic, and keep fundraising.